Going live in 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sure. So finally, I could get some space where I get good signals. Hope my audio and video both are coming
Yes.
properly.
Yes.
Great. Okay.
Just excuse me, I'll be back.
We are going live in 1 minute.
Yeah, you can off your video if you wanted to have some tea break or you wanted to have your personal time during the meeting. If you are not speaking, probably that time you can just take a break by just keeping your mic and audio video off.
So
that
panel
will
members, we are going live in 30 seconds.
okay, perfect.
We are live now. So good morning, everyone. This is Khushbu Patidar, the Digital Marketing Executive from InstaMD Technology Private Limited. First, I would like to brief you a little about what PitchPoint exactly is and about our speakers as well. So I'm sharing a screen. So okay, so first I would like to introduce our topic for the very first episode of PitchPoint, which is a live webinar conducted by ExpertOnBoard, powered by InstaMD Technology Private Limited. Our topic for today is digitalization in pharma, and we have got a powerful panel to discuss on that. And now, if I talk about PitchPoint and what ExpertOnBoard is, then PitchPoint is a signature online webinar series by ExpertOnTalk designed to bring together thoughts of leaders, innovators, and professionals from the pharma space. If I talk about ExpertOnBoard, then ExpertOnBoard is a bridging platform which fills the gap between pharma professionals having immense expertise and experience with the pharma students, professionals, and enthusiasts who aspire to achieve more in pharma. Now, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Mr. Thamburaj Anthuvan, sir. So he is a Senior Vice President, BU Head, SFE, L&D, and USV in USV Private Limited. He is a pharma marketing expert with over 26 years of leadership across global giants like Abbott and Cadila, and currently leads a sales force of over 4,000 professionals. He is also a PhD scholar in pharma marketing. Now, I would like to introduce our second speaker, Mr. DEVDUTT KAUSHAL, sir. With over two decades of dynamic leadership across LATAM, MAU, and India, Mr. KAUSHAL has driven sales growth, led digital brand launches, and breakthrough marketing, built cross-border strategies, and scaled operations in global markets. He is currently serving as an Associate Director of Business Development Commercial Manager, LATAM countries at Cipla. Now, I would like to introduce our moderator, Mr. Anil Fernandes, sir. He is a respected leader, mentor, consultant with over 30 years of experience across the healthcare industry, academics, and strategic consulting. He has led marketing at Sanofi and Abbott, and he is also the founder of Slim Solutions. And we are privileged to have him as a moderator for the very first episode of PitchPoint. Now, I would like to introduce our very last but not the least speaker, Dr. ICS Varma, sir. He is the co-founder of Regson Healthcare, Life Pharma Coalition, and ExpertOnBoard, of course. With over 2 decades of leadership experience, Mr. Varma has been the forefront of transformative journey in the pharma industry. And we are privileged to have this powerful panel on the very first episode of PitchPoint. Now, PitchPoint is actually sponsored by or powered by InstaMD Technology Private Limited. So I would like to brief you a little about InstaMD Technology Private Limited. InstaMD is a specialized SFA and CRM platform built exclusively for the pharma industry, trusted by more than 50 plus top brands like Cipla, Sun Pharma, Zydus, Lupin, and many more. InstaMD is a one-step solution for PMTs, field force, doctors, and chemists. With over 300 plus customizable digital activities, it helps automate operations, enhance engagement, and drive growth. Any Excel format can be instantly transformed into digital workflow, making pharma marketing smarter and faster. So that was all about pitch point. Now I would like to hand it over to Mr. Anil sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. ICS Varma, Kushbu, and also a very warm welcome to our power panelists, Mr. Thamburaj and Mr. DEVDUTT. Very exciting times for all of us. And not only because it's the very first pitch of Pitch Point under the aegis of ExpertOnBoard, but it also brings together a very powerful and pertinent aspect of discussion, which is completely transforming the landscape of pharma operations today. So we have seen there have been significant shifts in the patterns of consumer behavior and value delivery from organization in terms of not just attracting customers, but taking them through the entire cycle of attract, engage, and delight. And it is here that the very definition of value is undergoing a significant change. We all know that what constituted value yesterday has hardly much relevance today. And we can say for sure that what constitutes value today is not going to be the same as what constitutes value for tomorrow. We talk about things of the future, but just hang on, think for a moment. Is it the future or is it something which is right here in front of our eyes and in front of our nose? And it definitely calls for very serious introspection in terms of a thought process, and therefore in terms of alignment to the changes that are happening in our landscape for adoption of newer technologies in order to transform the very dynamic of our business and change expectations of customers, which is already moving from delight to user experience, customer experience, and product experience. So the whole thing of experience is adding a completely new challenge, and I would say a great new opportunity for pharma sales and marketers. So there's going to be a reimagination of value today and for tomorrow. And it's definitely up to us to deliver it, to scale it up. And what's more important is to personalize it. Today, a one-size-fits-all approach is really not going to stand relevance in an era of technology. It is something called personalization that is going to impact you and bring you closer to your customers in order to move the needle from attract, engage, to delight. And that's what we are all here for today. I think we have a fantastic panel. So we have Mr. Thamburaj, who's had varied and wide experience in Salesforce automation, marketing, Salesforce effectiveness, L&D, a research scholar to boot. And we have another expert in international marketing, Mr. DEVDUTT. So we are going to cover a lot of aspects today. And of course, Mr. ICS Varma, right? He's an entrepreneur, founder, and very interestingly, he has done a lot of work in IT, apart from being a stalwart in sales and marketing. So we are going to cover, all these aspects of our business today and how digital and artificial intelligence is going to be a key role for us in order to be future ready. So let's get the ball rolling right away. And the first question that I would put forward to is, of course, Mr. Thamburaj. You've done a lot of work in the area of digital transformation. For the benefit of our viewers, maybe can you really tell us what are the current trends, that are really characterizing the industry today, and what are the digital tools that are making a difference in these trends of today?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Interesting question, Mr. Anil. In fact, in fact, the very first thing that IT people are not discussing digitization itself is a key trend. None of us from this panel are from IT department. We are heading sales and SFEs and international marketing and commercials and things like that. So the first transition what COVID brought in is that making leaders from all domains throughout across pharma value chain to think about digitization. So that itself is the greatest change. As you said very rightly, it's not an option anymore. It's a leadership thing. So it's a mindset. Rather, as a company, we should adopt it. If you ask me, you asked about the trends. So there are three distinct stages of digitization one can see. It's happening across industry, including pharma. First is the digitization, which is just a migration from being a paper-based organization to a paperless organization. To give an example, a lot of people from sales and marketing are attending. So maybe I'll give an example of we used to have a visual aid detailing using paper-based visual aids. Then we all moved from that to e-detailing. So that is very basic first form of digitization. Then digitalization. So as in the intro, Kushbu made a mention about workflows, wherein you integrate different functions seamlessly, to work coherently, probably beyond manual methods. So that is a digitalization. Many organizations and many departments within organization are at the stage of digitalization now. The last stage where we are not there now in India probably is the digital transformation, where you change the business models or you crack a revenue model to make money through digital solutions. So what I think Lupin is trying to do with their digital therapeutics route. I don't know whether they make money or not, but at least in US, many digital therapeutics are all approved. That is a pharma example, but otherwise, a lot of digital solutions can get revenue. So that is the stage various pharma companies are in now. So maybe the viewers can ask themselves which stage they are in and how their leadership is aligned. So to begin with, this will be my response. Maybe we will address other things later as we move on.
Yes. You would like to touch on a little bit about the key digital tools. You made us a bit of a mention. You would like to talk more about the digital tools that are in vogue today and that are going to be of use to people in sales and marketing?
Yeah, so we all can actually kind of rewind the clock and see what happened in COVID. When COVID made us to sit at home and reach out to the customers, I'm taking the sales and marketing example. So we have to kind of find out other avenues to reach out customers. So we took the help of WhatsApps and emails and webinars and things like that. That remained actually. And it remained, it got polished. There are some companies who are systematically, reaching out doctors and patients through omni-channel route. So the omni-channel is the new way which is going to stay. This is the sales and marketing example. Otherwise, from paper-based reporting in SFAs went into digital CRM. As I mentioned, and e-detailing is one of the tools. In fact, in the past, review meetings used to happen in old manner. People used to make PowerPoint slides. Now we don't make PowerPoint slides anymore. We use dashboards of different nature, which pulls the data from multiple data sources of the company, and we just refer to the dashboards to make decisions. In fact, dashboards are also changing now. Earlier versions of dashboards, we used to give just information. Now we don't give information at all. So now there are AI layers embedded within dashboards, which pulls out insights to the managers to make quick decisions. In fact, we train people on how to use dashboard rather than how to read the data. So that's a new tool. So a lot of things are there. There are a lot of toys available, and various companies are at various stages of probably adopting it. Pharma is a bit slow as compared to others, but nevertheless, we can still catch up.
Sure. Thanks, Mr. Thamburaj. I think what you rightly said is we are in an era of data-driven marketing and data-driven insight building. Companies have got no dearth of data, but it is precisely as you mentioned, the AI and the ML that really pulls data along different cohorts and helps you to have interesting correlation between cause and effect. So today, if you're trying to analyze the root cause of a business or you're trying to address performance concerns, you have that through machine learning that can really pull across and give you key insights that also directs your flow of action towards addressing the root cause. So thank you very much for highlighting the trends and the key tools in digital. So let's move on slightly bit and change tracks. So Mr. Thamburaj said that we really need a mindset to adopt digital. And he did make a very pertinent point that today in pharma, perhaps we have made an encouraging start, but are we still there? Well, there are a lot of questions, and each company, has to really do a very honest introspection to see the extent to which, we are adept at adopting digital today. So the question to you is, ICS Varma, what do you think today are the key roadblocks? When you look at the companies around, you've been in a number of companies, you've interacted with so many people. So what do you think are the key roadblocks in adopting digital, right from the level of maybe the customer facing guy, the field force, to the boardroom? So what do you think are the barriers, and how do you think pharma can work around these barriers?
Yeah, I think it's a great question, Anil sir, because most of the times we think that digitalization is not happening in pharma. So we have seen all industries, most of them have adopted already, and they have been into second stage or third stage, as Thamburaj told that first stage, second and third stages. But pharma is still struggling, and what I am as per my understanding, there are many the roadblocks, but which I feel, because when I was part of digital transformation in Cipla, these are some of the challenges that I faced as a leader. So they can be just made into 5 major roadblocks, I can say. One is regulatory, and we all know that pharma cannot avoid or bypass regulatory, and this is for good. So that is the first roadblock, where pharma cannot adopt everything what the other industries can able to actually adopt. The second one is data security and privacy. Basically the patient's confidentiality. So we can't just put patients disease or even some of the credentials in the web, because it's again a breach of the individual and personal data. So that is the second roadblock which I see personally. And the third one is integration with legacy systems. So this is from my experience. When Cipla implemented SAP, there were around 58 legacy systems Cipla was having at the time. So all of them were working individually, and people were so used to it for getting the individual data, and at the end of the day they used to summarize and give it dashboards to the management. So this is similar with you take whether it's a Sun Pharma, USV, or any big company, where they have to depending on the legacy system. They have their own training systems in the quality. They have their own systems in the depot. So integrating these systems into one system is a very, very crucial thing, and that is one roadblock which hampers the digitalization. And the fourth one is the team resistance, which I can say that most of the people usually they resist change. And even in pharma, we have people working traditionally. They have the traditional. Even I could say even today, if you go to a head office, people come with in shirt and tie. So that's a kind of adoption that they have been used to it. So it's very difficult for them to immediately change it and adopt the new technology. And the fifth one is the skill gap. So what I'm seeing in the industry is many industries have really embraced the Gen Z, but still pharma is struggling. And if we don't adopt, or we don't include this new generation, which are very advanced in technology, probably pharma is going to face very the future skill gap, and maybe the talent issue. So these are the 5 roadblocks which I can summarize, sir, shortly.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. ICS. So Mr. Thamburaj, coming to you, ICS has brought out, the barriers at each level for digital adoption industry today. So being as one of the, change agents in terms of digital transformation in our industry today, what is your take on what companies can actually do today to embrace, a digital culture and to ensure that digital is very much adopted into the ethos of an organization. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so everything should start from the top.
Yeah.
It's leadership. So if leader is convinced that he has to bring the, change, everything happens. Because you can't expect people will do it and leader, remains. So that is the first thing, it should always start from the top and then percolate it to the roots. So this is my experience, because when we implemented, there was a lot of resistance from the teams. But when there was instructions coming from the top, especially the CEO has decided. At the time, Subhanu Saxena was CEO, and he has decided that, no, we'll go for SAP implementation, and there is no compromise in it. So when they, at the top it is decided, and then they have seen, okay, to implement it, what I have to do, whom I have to bring, how I am going to, completely manage this. So everything happens. So similarly, it's, even yesterday when I was just going through some of the papers of Mr. Thamburaj, talking about the leadership and AI. The new generation is really, they are tech savvies. Children are using chat GPTs, but are our leaders really equipped with it? So that's where the entire, gamut of this thing comes.
Sure. So, Mr. Thamburaj, I bring the question to you back again. So, in addition to what Dr. ICS said, what are your thoughts on what companies can really do to bring in, this culture of digital in the ethos of our operations?
Absolutely, I agree with Dr. Varma. Leaders decide it. It's top down, but I will not talk more about it because he has already spoken on it. Another thing what companies can do is probably prepare the workforce ready for the digital transformation. Maybe the skill, we call it as like there are three bands coming in: upskilling, reskilling, those stuff. First of all, you need to be kind of giving good amount of exposure with real life pharma use cases across value chain. So if you can, as we did mention, digitalization can happen across value chain, right from say manufacturing to R&D to procurement, name any department, not only your sales and marketing, not only the omni-channel or digital marketing, but also L&D and an SFA, SFE, etc. Probably regular training programs, department-wise. There can't be a general workshop done on this matter. So the department heads probably can take charge and give them workshops, and then probably give them exposure of what's happening in their respective department, in their US counterpart, in their European counterpart level, or within the organization, in the competition, or with the help of the vendors. So that exposure is very, very important. And then probably to begin with, they can take up some pilots. So the best way to learn, or improve adoption is by piloting small little things. The leaders say that 20% of your department's fund should go towards futuristic investment on digital products or digital solutions of your departments. So that is one way. So 20% of my fund automatically goes. I initiate pilot, and we learn a lot. And the last point through which you can fast forward this adoption is by including that in your competency framework. So this is HR's job. The HR cannot be only be thinking about the old style competencies and digital fluencies, digital ways of working, database decision making, or the new sets of competencies one should be thinking about, not only in certain departments, but across the organization. But once that competencies are in place, then probably you can give them training. And once people are trained, and I'm sure they will be easily embracing it. And one last thing, uh, what ICOS was telling is that we should actually incentivize people, because as you said, that workforce nature is changing. A lot of Gen Zs are coming in. In my function, apart from sales and marketing, where I have a mix of generations, but in all other department, it is all Gen Z. In future, it is all going to be only Gen Z who are digital natives. So basically, as leaders, we should catch up with them and we should be in a position to guide them. So first of all, we need to upskill ourselves. So that's the very first thing.
Yeah. Thank you. So the key thing here is, how do we look at it today? Are we seeing this as a regular process conventionally, or are we really thinking that this is something that needs to be embedded into our culture? I think the moment we shift our thinking that this is not something as a process, but this is something which is intrinsic to our culture, then the process of change management can really, work through right from the top to the very bottom of the organization. Another point here is that how many people today are completely aligned to the purpose of what the organization is, the mission and the vision. So the more I'm clear about the mission and vision, and I understand the core objective of the digital transformation and how it is going to put my purpose into motion, I think that's going to really activate your workforce down the line. And it's very important that we can't have a siloed structure. So digitization cannot be seen in the realm of a particular BU and BU by BU. As you rightly said, it's across the entire value chain of the entire organization. So it is a thread that runs through every function and the rank and file. So building a culture is basically to sensitize the rank and file to the need to be digitally savvy and how to integrate digital mechanism in order to improve overall operational efficiency and the customer experience. So now let's move a little bit along the tracks. And I know, Mr. DEVDUTT, you're waiting, but I'll come to you in a while, right? The first thing what you would like to do is today there's a lot of hot discussion blowing around the entire area of artificial intelligence. You open up any news item and you will see AI, up and running over there as one of the very prominent features. So we know the kind of revolution that AI has created in our space today. I mean, AR is not just something that surrounds our life. AI is our life today, whether we like it or not. We have to accept the fact that AI is very much our life today. So the question to you, Mr. Thamburaj, can you throw a little bit light upon how AI is making its presence felt across organizations in their sphere of operations? And there is also this very ticklish issue, which even Dr. ICS Varma touched on, of ethics and governance. Because while we talk so much about AI, we also have to be cognizant of the fact of the ethics and the process of governance so that the power of it is channelized and used in the right direction. So maybe can you throw some light from the work that you have done in terms of how AI is transforming our industry today and the entire framework for building in a very transparent ethics and governance process?
Thanks for that question. In fact, I published a paper on this about AI governance and how can companies can adopt it in an ethical manner. But before that, as you mentioned, it is a way of living, and it's one of the greatest inventions of our lifetime, which is going to change everybody's life, improve productivity, reduce a lot of mundane works, which traditionally we usually do. And it's going to be kind of adding value to departments across companies. So right from say R&D, you can say that there are AI molecules which are coming. Means like traditionally in the past I used to invest 25 years to invent one successful molecule. Today I can do that in 25 days. So that is the kind of a power AI is bringing in. That is the R&D. So we're talking about digital twins. Earlier, I invent a molecule, I test it on animals or on human beings. I don't need to touch any living creature today. All I have to do is invent and test it on a digital twin of anything, a digital twin of a rat or a digital twin of a man or a diseased person or a dead body, whatever it is. So it will tell you how the medicine is going to work. So you are going to be fast forwarding decision making and improving efficiency and probably cut shorting the time frame of to bring the molecules out in the market, and a lot of other ways. In fact, in manufacturing, AI can actually do a total transformation. There are total conferences happening around Industry 4.0 in which everything is digitalized. In fact, if you can see that you can actually reduce the errors related to manpower by 80% by putting layers of machine and AI, machine learning and AI in manufacturing. In fact, golden batches are made with the help of AI. So that is about R&D and manufacturing. As you can say, I did mention about clinical trials. You don't need to do clinical trial. You can actually do a decentralized clinical trial anymore. You can just sit one of your offices in Mumbai or anywhere, and you can conduct clinical trial throughout the world at the click of a button. You can monitor what's happening around. So a lot of use cases are there, even in our L&D, in our sales and marketing, wherein decision making, as I did mention in the past, like all your dashboards can be given an AI layer, wherein a humongous amount of data can be crunched with AI, provided you train them well, and then it can give you ready-made insights which you can act on, so that your decision making power improves. So therefore, it's an important thing across departments in pharma. So therefore, it is needed. However, ethically, how are we going to embrace it? So there are two ways. There are two practices which are happening in industry today. One is your, enterprise AI. The company itself is finding a great use case of one AI in one function, and they are embraced. They are actually adopting it. So everything is official, no hanky panky. So all you have to do is just learn and learn to live with it, and then start working on it. So that's not a big deal. The another greatest challenge what everyone has today is um, using their own AI tool at workplace. We call that phenomenon as bring your own AI. That is BYOAI. So I bring my own AI tool. So I name it ChatGPT. So in my mobile, and I use that extensively to make decisions. For example, whether it's a content creation, whether it is giving a solution to a problem or copywriting or anything, But the thing is, the greatest disadvantage advantage everyone knows. It's going to fast forward my decision making. It is going to give me take me at par with the rest of the world. However, the disadvantage is the data leakage, the leak of proprietary information of the company to the public domain. We don't know what kind of privacy laws. We in fact, in India, we have a very face-wise manner of data protection act. ChatGPT is just out of it. Whatever you upload in ChatGPT is up there. I don't know when they are going to use it, how will they use it, etc. And a lot of AI tools actually take away a lot of our information. We don't have any regulation. So probably at this point of time, HR and IT department should work together and probably give some kind of a rule book and allow certain function where until which point you can use it, to what extent you can use it, and is it going to be a purely an AI based output, or it is going to be a human and AI based output? So the collaboration of AI and human should be insisted, and it's a way we probably it will evolve in some point of time. I'll share the work what I have done probably to the audience. They can go through and read it. Probably it will give some hint about how it can be governed in future, especially the adoption of AI. I hope I answered you.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. I think that was a very, very insightful perspective, on this field of AI and its governance. And as you were talking, actually, my mind went back to 10 years ago. Can you beat that? In the year 2015, where we used something, like a machine learning to have a predictive analytics in terms of building a forecast. So this was a global product, and we were importing it all the way from France. And therefore, the global supply chain team actually had come out with a software which gives you a kind of a predictive pattern based on past trends and your entire marketing strategies and your stimulus and your market dynamics. So all that was fed into the system, and the system would actually throw out a forecast estimate for the next 3 months to 1 year. And we would go by the next 3 months, and we would apply a human intelligence also into it, so that we would have a kind of a vetted forecast, so that we get the right stocks from our global manufacturing to India, so that we don't overstock or understock. So this was something 10 years back.
I need 10 seconds just to add. If 10 years back that was the case, today what we are using it, of course, prediction
Correct.
of forecasting and all everyone uses. Today we predict weaknesses. We predict who is going to go weak, which territory will go weak, who will not achieve target, who will
Correct.
fall flat, so etc. That's the level of prediction. Oh my God! So you won't believe it can actually transform the way we do business. This is just one of the examples. And hyper personalization in sales and marketing. So earlier we used to go, Dr. Anil is Dr. Anil. Whomever it is, I don't care. I will detail whatever I have. I don't care what he wants. So today we can think about hyper personalization with HCP 360, wherein I accumulate so much of data about each customer, and then I customize my communication based on your needs. So today we say that one traditional representative can be, or rather you can say, if you empower one representative with AI power, he's actually equivalent to three traditional old style representative, because he knows what he is going to do, he's knowledgeable, and he's going to tweak his customer and communication, and he's going to be more productive. But therefore, the sales team has to understand and embrace it too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Now, coming to you, Mr. DEVDUTT, yes, you've been listening to all what's been going around, and we are talking from the Indian landscape, right? So you come with a very rich experience of international markets and LATAM markets. Now, from what we are seeing around in India, how do you think the scenario is very different internationally? And what do you think are some of the good things that you can share for India, and some good things from India that you can take back in LATAM market? So maybe let's have your perspective on the entire field of digital and AI in global markets.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Anil, for putting this piece. And I was enjoying this entire conversation, the lot of good work which has happened. And Thambu was mentioning what, digital has achieved. And I was literally mesmerized that where we were 10 years back and where are we? What is, digital engine has taken us forward. And trust me, this is going to explode. This is just going to change every day. And this is going to make life very easy of the people. And I was living both the sides because a few years back while I was in India, we had our own definition of digital. Now that I have come outside India, when I see the LATAM market or international market, the world is very different over there, right? They are pretty much advanced in terms of technology. And the one thing which is very important, which I want to share as a feedback, is the whole understanding and definition of digitalization. Everyone has their own ways of looking at digital piece. Some look at as a detailing tool. Some look at it from analytical pieces. Some look at it from a video or something like this. But net, if it has to be seen in a totality, digitalization has to be taken as a theme for an organization, that we have to take this engine and how it can benefit. And before coming to benefit, it should solve a particular problem. See what happens, what the thin line, I would say, is that we do too many things. In the other part of the world, they do one thing but they go in depth with an aim to solve a particular challenge or a problem. So they marry it with the outcome. Okay, we have a problem in this area, let's solve this. The route could be multi ways. It could be video driven, it could be a website, it could be connecting call centers, but they marry every piece of it and then they create a beautiful product which solves a problem. And that's what they narrate a story, that it started from somewhere and then this is what the outcome looks like. India is a market, first of all, it is huge. India is huge, right? We have a huge population, so many complexity, we do too many things, right? If those can be condensed, I think, and people understand, because our execution engine is driven by people. So I echo the sentiment what Thambu said, that a sales team has to be explained the vision. They have to be trained well so that they can leverage the product, because that will give value to the customer. And once customer senses value, there's a Kodak effect happens, because customer is giving time. See, every information is available on digital. Every information, you go to internet, you click one, you'll have 10 links now. And in our profession, there's a saying that we have a customer who knows more than what the person, rather, which is just opposite in other industry, right? In banking, you see the seller or the person knows more than the customer. Here is the reverse. So you have to be two steps ahead to educate and to buy his time, right? And how do you do that? You have to have seek that value differentiation, what value you're creating, what problem you're solving, and with what purpose you are leading the entire theme, so that it becomes a cohesive journey. And then in that trade-off, outcomes are amazing. And then the adoption, what Thambu was saying, that adoption rate is very significant. You see two mix of people, one mix is taking it very positively, but still a large chunk of people say, some of them have that threat of job, whether they are going to replace us or not, which is a very shallow vision. People are going to remain, but that confidence has to be invoked right from the top. And then it seeps in with a beautiful product being created by managing all 360 ends of digitalization, and seeing a larger picture, that this is what we are going to solve and look like. The That's what I have seen in the international market, because they take one theme, they go all out. They don't then deviate from the path. India, we do multiple things, and it is required also. I'm not saying that we don't do it, but the only thing is, if we just condense it to two, and let's see, next 12 months we are going to stick to this, and let's see what works or what doesn't work, so that you know that this is working for me, I'll scale it up. Something which doesn't work for me, I'll drop it. It's very simple. And then it's a, great atmosphere, because then adoption rate increases, people are finding purpose, they go with a lot of energy. And India is huge, starting from Mumbai to last leg in UP or the Kanyakumaris of the world, doctors are sitting many places. So if you give that value, I think they are going to, love the way this digitalization is taking shape, and everybody is excited. There are many unknowns. So this is where I would like to, uh, conclude.
Sure. I think that's a very valid point, what you have said. And, if I were to just summarize it in one sentence, what you have said very explicitly is, while you do all these things in digital, don't miss the wood for the trees. So I think that's a very, very important point. So it all begins with that one big idea, as you said, that can really transform your operations and endear yourself to your customers. So what is that one big idea? Maybe that could be a theme for teams in the organizations to collaborate. Or the other thing that you touched on is, you define your problem to be solved, because every customer has got multiple solutions. But does that mean all these solutions take care of every need of the customers? There might be some gaps. And I think, being a marketing oriented organization, if you reach out to your customers and try to understand their pain points or the problem to be solved, that gives you at least a hook to pitch with a better solution that can redefine the value that you offer to your consumers. So I think a good point that you really touched upon.
Absolutely.
The next thing that I would like to bring out to you, and both Mr. Tambu and Mr. ICS talked about, the power of Gen Z. So today, Gen Z is dominating our workforce, and Gen Z is not just a customer for brands. Gen Z is our customer for an organization. So how do you think, in a digital world, we can revolve our digital plans and digital actions to take care of Gen Z, both as an external customer as well as an internal customer?
Uh, you have touched a very sensitive wire, but then this is the most important thing which is happening in the organization. You see, in this group also we have different generation, right? And great mindset. We have a mix of all pieces. Gen Z is something which, in my experience, I see it's a great asset to us. They need to be guided. They need to have certain guidance, because they come with so many technology. They know, they have, it's just like they have tasted every tool, but they need to be given direction. And if they are given proper direction, then probably they can create magic. What happens, pharma is a very regulated and restricted space. You can't go all out, you can't express very openly, unlike FMCG or non-pharma industry. In that scenario, I think for Gen Z, the most important thing is, first of all, that they should understand the fabric of the organization. They should understand what is the digital can do. What happens, they come with the idea, but that idea is not very concrete. So here comes, that's where the experience has to come in place, whereby they has to be given guidance and a free hand also, because there's a lot of insecurity around, which says that what if this goes wrong, because somebody is accountable, so my understanding is that if those small or soft points can be taken, certain experience can be put in place, that what in past has worked, how this problem can be solved, then I think Gen Z can become a great catalyst in solving larger problems, because these guys are way ahead of us in terms of exposure to technology, in terms of flexibility, in terms of adaptability, and they give you multiple choice. Yes sir, this can be done, this we can do this. They have a lot of energy, bubbling energy. Now they need to be given a piece, that this is the problem, what can be the best possible way forward, and with a picture for next 12 to 15 month horizon, so that they know that what purpose they are coming and what value they're adding. Otherwise they will not listen, because the patience is very, I will say, patience deficit. So they will not entertain those things, and then you see that there's a difference of opinion which happens, and then a great idea which could have been a game changer, remains on the table and doesn't take shape, or even if it has taken some shape, but it will not give you the desired outcome, which could have revolutionized the entire piece in pharmaceutical industry. So, Gen Z, you will see in typical sales and marketing, even in non-marketing functions. And I echo Mr. Anil to you and Thambu when you said it is not just a sales and marketing. Today, digital can go in multiple functions in an organization, be it legal, be it RA, be it manufacturing. So it has to see that how this theme can go in multi functions, and each function drives benefit out of it. And you will see Gen Z sitting over there. So somebody at the top has to get into this, educate them, give them a purpose, and give them an upper hand. Okay, go and express yourself. We are here to, to take care of you. Then you see, I think Gen Z will come with the flourishing colors. That's my take on Gen Z population going forward.
Absolutely. And today, when we look at the problem of attrition in the organizations, and particularly among the Gen Z workforce, it's not so much because of lack of pay, but it stems from the satisfaction because they are not aligned to a particular purpose. So the moment your business is aligned to a purpose, it could be in any area. It could be in corporate social responsibility, it could be in sustainability, or it could just be in building a social community of your customers. That is where the power of Gen Z gets harnessed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So there was some echo coming. I hope it's now clear. Yeah, it's much better now.
Much
So
better, yeah.
yeah, so now just moving on and changing tracks a little bit, I would come to you, Dr. ICS. So what are your thoughts on the way digital is completely redefining the way we engage today our customers, be it a doctor, be it the chemist, or be it the patient? And what do you think are the imperatives today, for our frontline force, our area managers and our medical reps in aligning to these expectations of the customers and the way these customers are getting engaged in our digital world today?
Yeah, again, once again, a great question, Anil sir. Because if we see, our major customers are doctors, chemists, and the patients, even the distributor. But now, if you see the digital reach at these, customers, they are very much, thorough. Doctors are more informed than before. Chemists, for example, a chemist knows what is available at a stockist level. He doesn't even need to call them and place an order. He can just place an order in the app. He knows what are the products available and what quantity are available. So that is kind of, the information they have and the knowledge they have. Again, patients, there is now patients have shifted from Google to the Chat GPT. They are uploading the prescription and asking what disease I have, or is this prescription right for my disease? So the kind of everything is happening. So that means all these people are exposed to the digitalization very much now. Coming to the frontline team or as a field force, where what is expected from these customers is the value addition rather than just going and meeting them. What kind of value you are bringing on the table to either chemist or stockist or doctor or a patient. So that is one expected change that as a field force have. That means they should have digital literacy and shift from sales rep to a solution partner. Embrace hybrid, because doctors are now open to WhatsApp reach or webinars. So you can how often you can reach through other means, or you can adopt both physical as well as digital ways, so that you are engaging them digitally as well as emotionally. So these are the things. That means that a blending approach is required at a Salesforce level. Otherwise, this profession is going to be tougher in the future, because many organizations have now come up with the key account management team, where they are just going and meeting, giving the rates rather than promoting the real products. So this is what is expected from the Salesforce. I hope I addressed all the questions, sir. The entire question.
Yeah, sure. So I think we are coming to the end of the session. So are there any questions from the participants? So if there are any questions from the participants, maybe we could look at those.
Yes, sir. We do have a large number of questions from the participants, but for the with the very short span of time, we will move forward with only two questions that are very interesting for the pharma industry. The first question is, what does a successful omni-channel pharma campaign looks like in 2025? So I would like to request the panel member to answer the question for the audience. Thank you.
Yes, Thamburaj?
Sure. Um, we did touch about omni-channel. In fact, we moved away from purely physical mode to digital mode thanks to COVID. That is the genesis of omni-channel. Now, future of omni-channel is all about integrating all the data points and ensuring that we still don't go with the traditional one size fits all communication or a campaign or a strategy. So that is what omni-channel can bring in. Uh, Before we go into omni-channel, we need to first of all have information, data, insights about every customer, every segment we are having. Then have a capability to do personalization or hyper personalization, at least a persona-based approach, and then coach and train our people to work along with omni-channel, not work in standalone. So like Devdutt said, it's not that it's only it's a threat for a representative or a traditional workforce. So it is like working together. So now I have a lot of other data points where omni-channel is going to throw, and then and I'm going to be better in my physical interaction with the customer. So it's working together, no one size fits all, and hyper personalization. That's the future. If any organization is up for it, they are going to be ahead of the curve, and otherwise you will have to just sit back and follow others.
Yeah, just on the point of omni-channel, an example of how it would work. Let us take, for example, a rep, sends an approved email to a doctor. Doctor accesses the mail. There's a call to action. In that call to action, he clicks on a button and he comes to the website of that disease area or that company or that particular product. He gets all the access to that particular information, and then he's invited further in that website for a remote detailing, say for example, by a medical rep and his medical team. And in that remote detailing, they give him an invitation for a webinar. So you can see how the thread runs through different channels, building the same link, not a one size fits all approach, but a complete personalization. Yeah, thanks. Kushbu,
Beautiful.
the next
I have,
question. Yeah, yeah,
if I'm allowed to add one
yeah,
piece more
please. Yeah,
to this conversation, what Thambu said, that if two angles can be looked at, one is uh, when you design a campaign or a communication strategy, routing digital, you have to the marketeer has to define that who is this he is he targeting for, because defining success in digital or marrying it with business numbers is very difficult task and comes with a cost, right? The big question which comes is how much will come, where's the business? If we say 10 million likes, 20 million views, doesn't satisfy a business guy, right? Because it is married to a dollar or a INR piece. So right from initiating this multi-channel approach, somewhere the success has to be defined in advance. Okay, look guys, this is the starting point. These are our data points which we will see after 9 months once we initiate digital strategy. The route could be these 3-4 routes or 5 routes or multi-channel what Thambu specifically mentioned. But let's see that after 6 months or 9 months of this campaign at this targeted specialty for this particular disease or complexity, how does the success look like? So what will happen as a co-creation when business angle comes, when you create a canvas, you will see everybody will be part of that vision that this is we are working for, and let's go put our all efforts to see how does it work, and it will be very satisfying experience. Otherwise, what will happen? You launch a campaign with a lot of steam, and in between it just fizzles out. It just fizzles out because there's no definition of success and there's no end to ask it why it is not becoming 40 million, right? If it can be done in advance, then I think the entire gamut of digitalization will solve the purpose that why we stand for, what are we solving. That's one. And what you said, Mr. Anil, that in terms of driving the execution engine, right? Because execution also was very important. What happens if the adoption is 20%, execution will also be 20% only. It has to be non-negotiable. Then once everybody is on board, then it has to be 100% execution. There's no discount to that, and that's what can be a very very rewarding experience all around. That's it. That's the limited point.
Last question, Kushbu. Maybe we could take it up.
Okay, sir. So the second question, which is very common from the audience perspective, that is what area should a young pharma marketing and sales team focus and develop skills in this digitalization?
Okay. ICS, you want to handle it? They're talking about skills for young professionals in sales and marketing.
Yes, yes. So, there is only one answer for this. There is no marketing now. It's everything is digital marketing. So if you are into marketing and you don't understand digital, then you're not a marketer. So that simple it is. Everyone should have the digital literacy, and that's how the institutes like SIES and NIPER Hyderabad. I take classes for their digital marketing. They've introduced digital as one subject in their MBA students. So now everything is digital. If you don't understand AI, you don't understand digital and the benefits and how the digital is going to add synergy. It's difficult for you to sustain. So to be in marketing, you should be a digital marketer.
Mr. Tambu, very quick take from you on this question. And that would be the last.
I would say that the young marketeers should take AI as their co-pilots, as their partners. It's like like how you are wedded to your partner. Get wedded to an AI partner at work. In fact, that will make you 5x more productive, 5x more accurate, and it will reduce burnout. It will improve your productivity. It will make you successful. So learn to do that. In fact, try from small little co-projects, right from content creation or customer segmentation. Try your hands, make your hands dirty with small little things. If you as you embrace this partnership faster, you are going to be successful. The more you delay, you are going to be behind. So that's what my one quick
Sure.
20
Thank you very
seconds.
much. So, as we conclude, we have such a high-powered panel here, and we have a very curious and inquisitive audience. So for the benefit of the audience, I would like each panelist to give your key takeout in 20 seconds. So I think let's start with Mr. DEVDUTT. What is the key takeout you would like to give to your audience?
If I have to give a key takeout in 20 seconds, so let's see there I can do it or not. Okay.
No, you
So,
can take more time. It was just
and that's very nice of you. And I think we live with the principle. Quickly concluding in terms of a quick piece of wisdom. Uh, to all the young audience, even the senior people also, express yourself. Pharma is very restricted. So don't get bogged down that what can be communicated, what cannot be. Just communicate with the right intention, get the right purpose, and profile your audience well. That's the heart of the strategy. If you profile your target audience well, you have multiple choices in digital arms. Pick that arm, what is working, escalate means scale up, sorry. So scale up and just go all out. That's the only one thing. And keep on exploring multiple options. You have got so many courses on LinkedIn to enhance your capabilities. If you are really want to make career in digital, you have to be really digital savvy. As ICS said, there are some institution. Ask your managers to sponsor you some courses, because that will give you knowledge, and knowledge is wisdom. And challenge your senior people that bring your idea on the table. Ask them to fund. Be it like a Shark Tank. Pitch your idea to them. That what problem you're solving and how it is related with the commerce, right? And let the funding come from your managers. This is it, guys. That's my piece of conclusion.
thank you.
I hope I did justice, Anil.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Thamburaj.
Okay, so I've as a continuation to Devdutt, I will not ask my boss if I'm a young guy. I will spell self-sponsor myself. It's an investment I'm on doing to myself to be relevant and to be future ready. So that is one point. And of course, it is a survival layer. So it's not an option anymore. you have to kind of gain digital skills, digitalization skills, whatever skill, to remain relevant. So you if you have to withstand the competition and stay afloat, you have to learn. So learn, skill, acquire skill. That's the only thing. Today's skill is not going to help for tomorrow. So keep upskilling ourselves. So as an end. But if you are a senior guy, then my 10-second suggestion will be a responsible, digital friendly leader. First you learn, and then probably you will be in a better position to lead a better team in right direction. So be a digital savvy leader, and that's what the type of leaders we need for tomorrow.
Sure. Thank you. Mr. ICS, last word from you.
Yeah. So now we are in AI age, from AI, generative AI to agentic AI. But whatever comes, even tomorrow, what comes, we don't know. But one thing remains forever is the basics. Stick to the basics. Still, the prescription and the empowerment of your team, especially the sales team, is plays the role forever. So empower them through digital tools so that they will bring more prescriptions and create better brands in the market. And that's what my takeaway. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And as we conclude, I would like to offer heartfelt gratitude to Insta MD ExpertOnBoard for taking this wonderful initiative to provide nuggets of wisdom to our audience in pharma industry and to our pharma students from the benefit of such an esteemed panel. I wish to thank all our panelists for enlightening our audience with their vast experience and expertise. Thank you so much, Mr. Thamburaj, Mr. DEVDUTT, Mr. ICS Varma.
Thank
and
you. Thank you very much.
for all your help and support in making this come alive. And we wish good luck and all the very best for the remaining pitch talks. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
And
you,
once
everybody.
again, thanks to you for accepting as a moderator, because it's a great start, really being a moderator, you have bring a lot of insights to the entire program. And thanks to once again to DEVDUTT and Thamburaj and Kushbu for bringing this, beautiful platform to us. Thank you very much.
Thanks to all our
Thank you,
audience.
doctor. Thank you,
And
everybody.
thanks to
Thank
Insta
Thanks
MD
to all the
for the
audience.
support.
And
Thank you
with
very
your
much.
encouragement, we should be able to do better as we move ahead. Thank you.
Yes, it's just a beginning, sir. Probably we are going to scale up. Thank you
you
very
so
much.
much. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thank you
weekend
very
ahead.
much.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.